Hey, Kathy.
Hey, Karen.
We're here, FlossTube. This is our channel about cross stitch. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us in our little banter about our favorite thing to do in the whole world. We met over a year ago. Yeah, it's been over a year in May, I guess. And at a retreat. Kathy lives in Michigan. I live in Maryland. So we decided to create this channel so we could chit chat about our stitching.
And
so
today,
it's really a channel for us and you.
Yeah. And we're trying to create a community, but today is our 11-month anniversary of starting. So next month, 1 month from today, November 18th, will be our anniversary extravaganza.
Yes, and I have actually patterns for giveaways. So
good.
We can do a couple giveaways on our 1-year anniversary. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be better than any other kind of weird milestone. That's a better milestone to celebrate.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, 1 more month.
Yep.
And we've done it for a year. That's amazing.
I know.
I forget. Oh, we're on number 21. This is our 21st video.
We're legal now. Cheers.
Yes. Cheers.
Water. Oh, you have your red Solo cup.
Yeah, right. What's in your cup? Mine's water.
Coke.
Oh, there you go.
My kryptonite.
Isn't
what
that
else
pop?
is going to be in it?
Is it pop?
Yes, I have
it's
pop
not
in
soda.
mine.
It says soda.
Pop in mine, yeah. But it's my kryptonite. And yes, I know it's bad for me, people, but I love it. So.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. All right, so let's talk about news. What's new? What's going on?
Well, I just want to not to get too maudlin here, but today does mark the 4th anniversary of my mom passing. Won't cry, but I will say that she loved to sit down and create things with a needle and thread, and so I think that's where I got it from. She liked to use a machine. I did not like to use a machine, and she did not like to do handwork, and I love to do handwork. So,
Aww. So we're thinking about her today.
Yeah. So this is for her, Rach. Well, her name was Rachel, but all my friends always called her Rach. So
Rach. Your friends called your mom Rach?
Yeah, she loved it.
That's cute. That's cute.
So.
Aww.
So yeah.
So I went to the Stitching in the Wild retreat. It was fantastic. We had a good time. I missed you. It wasn't the same, but I sat with Debbie and Cam and Linda and I'm going to say it wrong. Carmen. I always want to say it a different way. It's Carmen. Carmen. Oh, Carmen. I don't know how it got in my head wrong, but Carmen. So the 4 of us sat together the whole time, and it was great. It was really fun. It was good to get back together with the girls and to meet Carmen in person. She's a big fan, like a good friend of our in our Stitchy community. And Linda is as well. Very, very, very special people, and yeah, they're very sweet. So that was a good time. I hung out a lot with Carolyn Czook, who was my roomie. I know that there are at least 2 videos floating out there of my birthday. Did you see the video of my birthday? It's on FlossTube out there in the universe. I'm not going to post it. Carolyn, Dina, Half Stitch, Cross Stitch, and Donna, they took me out to lunch to a Mexican restaurant, and it was hilarious. It was a lot of fun. It was neat to spend time with people that, Dina I hadn't gotten to know yet, and very sweet. And Donna shares my same last name, so I tell her, Dina calls her my friend Donna, and the joke is, my friend Donna is her full name. And I said, my cousin Donna. Anyway, so it was good. It was fun. I'm not going to do a recap because everybody else has. And Gary showed all of his, Gary and Ronnie showed their, what do you call them? Patterns.
Exclusives.
Exclusive patterns. Yes. That you could still get in GaRon. And when I stitch them, I will shout them out where I got them because I put all my stash away. And I just couldn't stand looking at it anymore. And we'll save it, our excitement for the end. But we have
Something's on the horizon.
cooking.
Yeah, and while you were at Stitching in the Wild, I was in Minneapolis at a work conference.
Oh yeah, that's why
Yeah,
you couldn't go.
yeah, but it's a very high and a very low. The high was that we got to go to Paisley Park, which was the home and offices of the late great Prince. And I tell ya, it just, if anybody who came of age in like the 1980s and Prince was like the soundtrack to your life, you need to
Yeah,
go. Because I went in and I was like overwhelmed. I was like, why am I so emotional over this? It's not like I knew him or anything. But then you realize that it was always his music playing in the background. It was,
yeah,
heartbroken, fell in love, this, that, whatever. Prince was
yeah,
always there. And to see his clothes, he's like this big. A little teeny tiny guy.
yeah.
And so
That's
yeah,
cool.
everybody should go. And then the low was, well, I got struck with, we think it was food poisoning, and there's nothing sadder than to be laying on the floor in a bathroom in a hotel all by yourself
Oh, it
with no one
sucks.
to feel, while you're door dashing Pedialyte. And even the door dasher realized that, wow, she must be sick, because he's sending me, I hope you get well, and if you need anything else, here's my contact number. And
Oh,
then the hotel, I called the front desk manager and I said, I literally, I cannot come down and get my stuff. I'm sick. I can't come down and get my stuff in. He came up, and of course I didn't open up the door very far, and I'm like peeking out, and he's like, oh, Mrs. Funk, if there's anything you need, you just call us and we'll be right here. And I was like, oh, somebody loves me.
oh, that's
So
so nice.
yeah. So
That's good
yeah.
service.
So shout out to the Door Dasher in Minneapolis.
Hey, what hotel were you staying in?
We stayed in it's called the Renaissance the Depot, which was an old depot when all the trains came together from Milwaukee and Chicago and Minneapolis, and they met there. So it was like historic. You could walk by, and they had old staircases from the depot, and it was really a cool building.
That's
So
cool.
so yeah. But
I
yeah,
thought you were going to do a shout out to Marriott or something.
yeah. Hello, Marriott. Bonus
Oh,
points.
Marriott.
Yeah,
I
and
like Marriott.
it was not the Marriott where I picked up the bug. We finally narrowed it down. So yeah.
Oh.
Don't drink water while you're off at a work conference, I've learned, out of a glass at a restaurant. So yeah.
Oh, God. Well, I have one more news item or something to share. I don't know if you've heard, it's going all over, but unconventional cross stitch, X stitch. I believe her name's Jody. She had a very tragic fire at her house. It took her house, it took all of her business, but her family, everybody's safe. But we can go online and purchase PDF patterns. She does cross stitch of licensed artists. It's gorgeous stuff. So the only I do have that's the only stash I have to show. It's the last patterns I purchased in
Oh, wow.
2024. So I'll show those now if you don't mind. But I want to encourage everybody to go to unconventional_crossstitch.com or unconventionalxstitch.com and purchase some PDFs to support her. Maybe she can, get a Starbucks. So this is the first one. It's Frida. Now these are full coverages, but they're only 180 by 250. So it's really not that big considering I'm going to show you one that's 400 something by 400 something. So to me, this seems really doable right now. All right, so this is the first one. It's another Frida. Because
Oh, I
I've
like
been
that.
into the Fridas. Oh, where is that glare coming from? I don't even know. There you go. It's pretty, isn't it?
It is pretty.
All right, this one's called Femme 187.
Oh, I like
Notice, I don't
that.
know if you can see it. It says 1/1.
I like that.
They're all the same size. Yeah, that's cool. And then this one, I did see Lindy Stitches doing this one, but I always loved it. It's called Contessa and the Squid, and it's a mini. Come on, really? Let's see. Come on.
Yeah, just doesn't want to focus.
That's so weird. Must be because of the glare?
I don't know. It actually happened right before you showed it. So, excuse me, I don't know.
Let's see if... oh,
There. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I think everybody's seen this one. With the squid head and the
Cool.
little squid in her arms. Oh, I love it. It's Contessa with Squid Mini. Love it. That's fun. All right. A lot of black.
We want to give out a shout out to our
No.
friends in North Carolina and, oh, sorry,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
the dog talking. Florida, South Carolina,
Yeah,
Tennessee.
everybody, we're thinking about you and hoping that you get a speedy recovery from that.
There's a lot of
Well,
charity.
Asheville was on my bucket list to go visit, so it's still on my bucket list. I'm still going to go.
Yeah.
So
If we have to crawl over
what's
logs
that?
or whatever to get there, we will.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of charity charts out there for that also. So if people just look, I know
Right.
Rosewood Manor's done some. There's the Go Tell It on the Mountain one I've seen.
There's fabric.
Yeah, there's fabric.
I think my sister bought the fabric.
Yeah, and
It's her first hand-dyed Ada that she's ever bought. Is it Ada? I don't know if it was Ada or not, but
I think there's an Ada option. Now it's from Grace Note Fabrics. So yeah, and it's really cool. It's but yeah, or Samaritan's Purse. I know that they were like the first on the ground. Well, they're based in Asheville, but they were the first on the ground. So, shout out to my cousin's daughter who had basically packed up her kids, and she's up in Asheville, and they're cooking meals every day, big massive meals for the workers and the people that are there that are displaced. And she's working in conjunction with, I believe, Samaritan's Purse, but definitely another church up there. So every day she posts what she's made, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could go and help and do something like that. I like to be hands-on helping. So
yeah. Support our community.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all of our news and announcements and awareness messaging.
Yeah. Let's get to the stitching.
Do we want to start with FFOs?
Sure, you start with yours.
Because I have an FFO.
Well, I don't have an FFO, so you start with.
I do. This is California. I've done it. I haven't posted it online yet because my sister-in-law, who this is for, will see it. So you're seeing it for the first time. Come on. There it is. I look at that.
I love
I
it.
framed it and everything.
I hear the Beach
It,
Boys singing California Dreaming as you show that.
I know. She lives in California, clearly. But I started this during Bringo, and I finished it on September 21st. But it only took 12 days to stitch it.
You're like,
And
whoo, whoo,
it's
whoo.
3,927 stitches. But I mean, it took me almost a whole year, and it only took 12 days in that whole period of time.
Well, you had to fit some other projects in between. So,
I know, but it's kind of going to my point about my plans.
yeah.
All right, you go. Let's see your finishes. Let's see
I
finishes. It's
have
your
I
turn.
have a I have a SAF. This is
Oh yeah.
yeah, I had a start and a finish, and I even had to order one overdyed in between and wait on that. It's just a little itty bitty thing. It's not anything big, but it's you're going to insert a picture of what it would look like if I knew how to finish. Lizzie Kate's Autumn Fab Bob kit, it's an old limited edition kit stitched on 28 count Jaslyn, which is an even weave, and pumpkin spice. I used DMCs except for one week's dye work autumn leaves, which was for a specialty stitch. And whoops, there it is. Can you see it?
Oh, that's gorgeous. I love it.
Yep. With beads and a button, and it was a fun quick stitch. It's like I was
That's
going through some
really
bags,
pretty.
and it was like, why haven't I done this? This will take me like 2 nights. And then I realized that I didn't have the one for it was Ray Stitches right here, and it really needs
Yeah,
to be in
and they're
variegated.
really pretty too. Yeah.
Yeah, I struggled with them a little bit, but yeah.
Well,
So
they turned out nice.
thanks. Thanks. They're
Cool.
kind of a pulled
Congrats.
stitch, so I had to make sure that not not all of them have a little hole at the bottom like they're supposed to, but okay, one of them doesn't. But we won't focus on the one. We'll focus on the others. So,
And I don't have to put the picture in because yours looks like the picture.
well, that's true.
It's
Okay,
gorgeous.
that's
All right.
mine.
I have a staff, a start, and a finish as well. I started Spell of the Moon by Blackbird Designs because you were stitching it. And I always wanted to. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get on that. And so I start to stitch this on 32 count Lugana Oatmeal by Fiber on a Whim, 1/1. This is actually my first Blackbird. And it took me 7 days, and I did it 7 days straight. I loved stitching it so much, I just did it for 7 days. And let's see, I started it on October 5th, and I finished it on the 11th. And
That is
there
so
it
cool.
is. Oh, come on. What do you think it's looking at? Let me see.
I
It's
don't know.
not focusing.
It's almost like when you go to hold something up, it doesn't know which one to focus on because now
And it's
you're all
not even
blurry.
focusing on me now.
I know. So I have my glasses on, so that's how you're looking at. There you
There
go.
we go. All right, I'm going to go slow. All right,
Yep.
you can see it there.
Yep.
I'm going to try. There we go. Okay, I'm going to try and get it.
And your moon looks gorgeous, by the way. That's exactly
Oh,
what the
thank
moon looked
you.
like last night or the other night when it was the super moon.
Yeah, I substituted the floss. So I did my own floss. I did black licorice, which is Gentle Arts. I used butterscotch Gentle Arts, and I used a Weeks Dye Works gray. I forget what that was called. But yeah,
Pelican.
I love that black licorice. Like, there's hardly any speckling in that tree at all. Like, amazing.
Yep.
Look at that. Amazing. You'll see why I care so much. It's my favorite color. All right. Do you have any other finishes?
No, I don't, but I know you do.
I do. I'm sorry,
Little
everybody's going to
finishing
get bored of
machine.
hearing from me. I've been finishing up a storm. Well, it's been a long time, so I've been racking them up here and saving them for everybody. All right, so I finished Colorful Pug. It's on 32 count, antique white Lugana, just DMC 1/1. I started this in Bringo January 6th and finished it September 24th. And this was on my year of whips. Look at that.
It's adorable.
Look at my little Sadie. She turned out so cute.
Yes.
That's my pug. Aw. Now I can get her on my wall. Yep. I didn't. Oh. That took me 34 days. So a lot more days. But it's 10,111 stitches. So there you go. All right. The next one. This is exciting because I've had this since last year. I started this April 15th in 23. And I finished it October 13th this year. And this is Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow. This is on 28 count, Atomic Ranch Lugana in the color Eucalyptus, DMC 1/1. And it took me 41 days.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I
Not that,
love
you know, I'm
that.
not tooting my own horn, but
That is
the
amazing.
designer that gets the credit because it's gorgeous.
It
The
is.
coloring is so amazing.
Well, that and 1/1 just adds to it.
I don't think it makes any difference. It's just smaller.
I think it
But
does.
so I finished this, and the last thing I had to do was to backstitch over here and this tree up here. So after I finished that, I think it was last Saturday, I was like, I have one more piece that I have to backstitch. And that's all it has to have done for it to be done. Done, done, done. I'm like, I'm just going to do it. I hate it. I'm going to do it and get it done with. And I finished my Alice in Wonderland by Maria Brooke Brovko, Cute Patterns by Maria on Etsy. This is on 18 count. Picture This Plus. Ada in the color Jade. Yes, it's 18 count Jade. Because this one, literally, I started this in August of 28th, 2022. So I wasn't stitching for very long. And I finished it this month. All right, here she is.
Amazing. And I think it looks wonderful on the 18 count. I like
Yeah,
it on
well,
the
she
18 count.
had a lot of blends and half stitches, and with the blends, I had to use the 2 strands. But man, that back stitch was a beast.
Oh, it's
But I
beautiful.
also didn't do it the way she called for it. I used colors closer. Instead of just using black for all the back stitch, I used colors closer to the tones in what I was back stitching.
And the clock hands look 3D.
Yeah, they pop. Those are black.
Yeah.
They're a little wonky, but I love it. It turned out great. I found an oval frame and I went
Oh,
thrifting
cool.
with my sister, which was so much fun. I got all this cute stuff. But I found a lot of frames and I only spent $10. I found a lot of good frames to frame stuff in, so that's good. All right, that's all. That's all my finishes. That one took. Oh, I didn't write down. I don't know because it's been going on for so long. I don't know anymore how long it took. I just realized I didn't get my cards out for everything else. All right, let's go. You go.
Okay.
First. Oh, we're doing new starts? You had the start and the finish. Go ahead. I'll do my starts with my whips.
No,
You
go ahead
go.
and do your start, and then we'll go on to whips.
I didn't pull my cards out.
Oh.
Hold on. Sorry. I don't know why I didn't pull my cards out. All right. And then, I didn't even
I'll hop
pull
in
that
with my
pattern out.
whip.
I didn't pull either of these. We're not going to talk about them. I'll show them next time.
Okay.
All right. You go first. We're going to whips.
Okay, whips. I was looking through my things. I've been finding all kinds of things and then losing all kinds of stitching things. And we'll get to that. But I was looking for, well, I was pulling out Halloween and autumn stitching, and that was where Spell of the Moon came from. And you and I had a talk about that I must have an awesome fabric stash, which I don't. Because I always think in terms of, well, I used to think in terms of, okay, if I take this pattern, what can I do with it? And that was what happened here when my friend Deb owned her shop. She bought out another shop that had been closed for quite a few years. The owner had passed away, and the husband wanted to just sell everything off. She had a lot of fabrics that were no longer being dyed. She had a lot of old R&R fabrics that were no longer being dyed. They weren't marked. She had a lot of out of print charts too. So Deb asked if I would come in and help with the fabrics, and I said as long as I didn't have to figure out what the count was. So I had to figure out what the color was or try to match it up as close as I could. And the nice thing was is you got to see things. So this is Spell of the Moon, and I call it, oops, I call it I can't center it. I don't know if you can see it. For those people who are old like me, it looks like carbon copy paper, the back side that was kind of purple.
Yeah.
And I don't know what count it is. I don't know who dyed it or whatever, but I fell in love with it, and I'm like, oh, I have to have that. So that
That's
one
going to be
came.
great for that piece.
Yeah, and then I had to think of what I was going to put on it, and it was like, oh, I'll do, Spell of the Moon by Blackbird. And I started it just to see how I'd like it, and then I, promptly put it away. And so I finished the tree. I didn't get as far as you, but I finished the tree, and I'm still working on it. But this is, I don't know what count carbon copy paper. And and
That's the new one.
if you're too young to know what carbon copy paper is, well, I'm sorry, I'm old. And I am stitching mine with the tree is done in gel art sampler threads cast iron skillet, because that's one of my favorite blacks, which is actually, I don't know if you can see it or not,
Yeah.
but it's a blue black.
That's
And
pretty.
so anyways, it's one of my favorites. And the rest, I don't know if I'll be stitching it in what it's called for or not. So the moon, I might try something a little different. So that is Spell of the Moon by Blackbird Designs.
Nice. Thank you
Yeah.
for inspiring me to start mine.
Yeah, and when I was going through that, just if we can just digress for a moment. And with that, I started calling it Fabric Hell, because really that was kind of what it was. Because we just had no idea what it was. Nothing was marked. And I got, and this is just to show how my mind works. This piece of fabric, look at that. Look at
Wow.
that. And it's still got the T, or I imagine that's coffee on the back.
Wow.
I don't know what color it was, but I'm going to um,
Oh,
stitch
cool.
this on it, which is ye old sampler crow on
Yeah,
it.
what thread are you going to use that?
I'm probably I had pulled black coffee, but it's a really old scan of black coffee because it's crescent color. So now it's classic color work. So I don't know if I'll use black coffee or if I will use cast iron skillet. I have a lot of cast iron skillet. Probably have like 10 skeins or more because I like it that much. And then here was my piece de resistance that I found. This has been my favorite fabric of all time. And I know I'm digressing from lips here, people. I'm sorry. This
Oh.
is this is a piece of
Oh, wow.
birds of a feather dyed fabric at one time. And this was Mockingbird. This was one of their pieces. Let me see if I can. And this was 40 count, and I snatched it up when we were going through. Look at that.
That's gorgeous.
Look at that.
Wow.
I have no idea what I'm going to stitch on this yet, but that was in with my other fabrics from.
Did you have it all in your Spell of the Moon bag?
Yeah, I did. I
You
did.
need to go through your whips and pull out all your fabric.
I know, but it was kind
She's
of
got them
fun.
all kitted up with fabric, and she doesn't know what's in there. No, your kits, right? You're kitted up, not your
Yeah,
whip, and your kits.
it was kind of fun when I found that. It was like Christmas was like, oh yeah, I do have these.
Because do you start in the middle of the piece of fabric
No, always usually I start in the left hand
so
corner.
that you can get more than one thing out of it?
Um, no, just
Oh,
that's just usually where I start. I think I kind of I used to be a center starter and then I started working on samplers, so you started on the border. But
yeah.
um,
I'm just
this
thinking because my small stuff, I can get more than one piece. I can get one more than one.
I know, and that's why I don't know what I'm going to do with that piece of Mockingbird yet because I mean it's that big, but that's my favorite fabric ever. So it's got to be something special that goes on there.
Wow, yeah.
So I did kind of divert the attention there. Sorry, but that's yeah, the ADHD coming out.
No, I loved it. That was good. They were gorgeous.
So
All right, whips. I'll go next. Look, I didn't write down when I started this one. This one is another Alice in Wonderland. Because I'm on an Alice in Wonderland kick. I don't know why. But I saw someone else stitching this on Instagram. So this is by Stitchery on Etsy. I'm doing it on 28 count Lugana Wanderlust by Millennial Fabrics. This is my first time using her fabric. Oh my gosh, I love her Lugana. It's really, I mean, this color is gorgeous. I'm using Vicky Clayton Silk's Basic Black to do this 1/1. It's 140 by 140. Do I need something behind it?
oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Her fabric has a good in hand feel to it too.
Yeah, and this is actually really true to color. It's very purple. It's got
Yeah, I
that
love that.
a purple color to it. The Vicky Clayton silks are doing a good job of coverage too. So it's not that big. I like it. And I like the Wonderlust. That's one of my new favorites. So thank you, Sarah.
Millennial Stitcher.
Shout out to Millennia Fabrics. Go visit her shop.
Yeah. Find her on
All right, we're
Facebook.
up.
Find her on Facebook or on the website.
Oh yeah.
You can't hear that. My husband's watching a spooky movie, so in case you hear something in the background, nobody's being killed in the house, just on TV. So it's spooky season.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just a little one. I had shown this the last time that we were here. This is my panda bear from Wonderland Stitchworks.
Yeah, you gotta
And
move
Wonderland
over.
UK.
Move
And I
over.
got a whoops
Nope, the other way. There
there.
you go. Yeah.
got his ears done, got his head done. He went to Minneapolis with me. He stayed in the suitcase, and I pulled him out in the Denver airport, and then there was just so many people, and it was so busy that um, I put him back in. So,
Aw.
yes,
He's really cute.
I flew from Minneapolis to Denver to Detroit. So because that's the way my mind works. But actually it worked out well. So I had a good story about I met a lady who was trying to take care of her mother who was traveling with her mother who definitely had dementia, and the daughter was just, you could tell, starting to get at her wits end. I met him in Minneapolis, and I was like, I'll take care of her. You know, you go do what you got to do. I got your mom. We'll sit here and talk. And that was in Minneapolis. Well, then we ended up sitting together on the plane to Denver, and then again in Denver, she needed help with her mom getting off the plane, and I'm like, I've got mom. You get your bags. We're good. And so yes, it was meant for me to go from Minneapolis to Denver to Detroit.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Everything happens for a reason.
yep. So, boy,
Cute.
I'm going on a lot of sidetracks here today. I'll try to stick to stitching. So,
My next whip is an oldie but goodie, Halloween at Hocker and Hollow, Carriage House samplings, 28 count Lugana, Picture This Plus, and the color Legacy, which is the called for colorway but not the count. But I'm doing 1/1, and I started this in January of 2023. And I was trying to finish this year. Like, I had it on my whip go board. And I decided I was causing more stress on myself with all these things that I had to get done. It wasn't on my year of whip, so I guess my past self knew better. But I did get all of my year of whips done, except for the one I UFO'd. I know, I'm really proud of myself. That's awesome. All right, so I'm still working on block 12. I'm taking it into work. I messed up somewhere in here, and I got to take out a whole leg.
oh no.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. He doesn't have enough space in between his legs. I don't know what I did.
You
But
have to do a
anyway,
little leg surgery like the Detroit Lions guy had to undergo the other day.
yeah, so I'm doing
Injury.
that. But it's
Yeah.
looking good.
Oh, I love it.
After this, I just have these 3 blocks to finish, so it's just the whip that never ends. That full coverage block is kicking my butt. And it's not a fun color either. It's like baby poop brown.
Well, my next whip, since you finished your oldest whip, I decided to pull mine out, and then I realized that it wasn't actually my oldest whip, but in my head it is. Um,
Yeah.
and that is Val's Blooming
Oh, I
Kitty.
love this one. It's so cute.
It's done on perforated paper. It's in conjunction with just another button company and Val's stitching stuff. Um, So not all of it is stitched, but in the end, when I finish it, which will be tonight, would have been last night, but I fell asleep. Surrounded with my stitching, uh, um, it will go on this once I find the button pack, and then that's another story. I lost the button pack, but it has another piece that goes behind it, which is hand painted.
Oh,
And
wow.
so what you do is you take it and you put it together, and then it makes it stand out more, and you end up gluing it together before you frame it, and then it just
Oh,
pops into
that's
the
so
frame.
cool.
So yeah.
Now, is that pattern still available?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
They're
good.
called needle play, and they have several that Val did. They have a series of initials. I got this because I had my shoulder reconstructed the second time, and I wasn't sure if I could stitch again. And I had signed up for a retreat, and I left work without. I had everything packed, but I didn't have anything to stitch on because I didn't know if I could actually stitch. And this is when Deb was doing her retreat, so I stopped in at the shop and picked up perforated paper because I thought, all right, I'll go back to the basics. It'll be easy. I'll see
Right.
if I can stitch. And I
Right.
found out I could stitch that night, so I went back the next day and got and kitted some things up. So not that I didn't have things at home. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So yeah.
Wow.
And I
You
think
wanted
that's
to,
why I have it in my head that it's an old start
yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
like a mile marker kind of thing. It was like, okay, I got this
Right.
because of, you know.
Yeah.
So
Now Alice in Wonderland was not my oldest whip, technically. It's my oldest non-full coverage whip, but it is full coverage for, I mean, it might as well be full coverage. But yeah, I'm about to show you my truly oldest whip that I started in 2021 in May when I first picked up cross stitch again. I decided I was going to do something challenging and did a full coverage that's like, oh, it's 350 by 470. Sorry. It's
you
only
might as well just call it
350.
500.
I know. It's like going on and it's only trees and sky. So
But it's beautiful.
I've been working on this. This is my 4 days straight. This is the bottom of this page. This is the left side of the thing, the second row. And yeah, it's really pretty, but it's going to take me 20,000 years if I don't like focus on it. And I have another full coverage that I started after this one that I'm going to restart. But last night I spent at like 11 o'clock, and this is work night. I decided I was going to reload it into markup because the software's been updated and it's so much better now. And I reloaded it in and it found all the symbols. And so, oh my gosh, it's going to be so much easier to stitch now. So that's exciting.
Yay.
Yeah. So we'll talk about plans and what my plan
Yeah.
is.
Well,
All
since I
right.
decided that this was going to be a finish, I need to find the button pack because they're not together. And while I was on my hunt for my button pack, I found some more Halloween. Um, so next up is Needlework Press. And I know that I had these. And I know that they're in Halloween project bags, but whether I visit them every year and we, chit chat and get caught up with each other doesn't happen. So this is Halloween time,
Oh, yeah.
and it's going to go in a clock. I finished the hour hand the other night.
So cute. And it's 1/1.
It's 1/1, and it's on I believe it's 28 count. It's fabric flare. It's spider web, and not that I had this great brilliant idea all on my own. I saw it on I think it was Pumpkin Seed Stitchers Facebook page on Facebook back in the day, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. And so I got a piece of. I had to go through a lot of pieces to find a web that would work, and then I swapped out the colors. I'm doing the numbers, if you can see, in a sparkly, a metallic DMC.
Wow.
And it will go into, I did find this. I pulled it out because I'm going to paint it, spray paint it. And it goes into a Tim Holtz clock
So
frame.
cool.
And I'm going to paint it matte black. So, and then I also have the Christmas one. There's one called Christmas Time. And see if I can get Christmas Time done this year. So the things I've been finding and the things I've been losing, besides my
Nice.
mind.
That's so
So,
cool.
yeah, but anything else?
No, it's
Oh,
all you.
I just have one more that I found while I was looking for the button pack, and it was in with Halloween time. And you'll pop up a picture, but this is an old pattern. Well, it's old. Yeah, it's a Halloween checkerboard, and it's called Halloween Game Board. No, Hollow. I keep calling it Halloween. Hollow Game Board by the Primitive Needle, which is out of print now. And I had done like 2 squares on it to see if I liked the fabric. So now I'm continuing on the squares, and this will be packed away and coming with me next weekend because it's a good
Yay.
retreat piece because there's 49. She did a block of 7x7 squares. The designer made she rest in peace. Unfortunately, she passed away in a tragic car accident a few years back. But the checkerboard itself is 7x7. She explained that 7 is a magical number. So all total, there'll be 49 squares, and they're 10x10, so 100 stitches each. And I don't know the fabric, and I'm using the called for variegated fibers, which is let me do my notes here. Oh, I'm calling the fabric beats the heck out of me because I have no idea what it is. Yeah, I'm just using the called for fibers. So, yeah.
Nice. That's gonna be
So,
cool. It'll be good retreat stitching.
yeah. And basically, I mean that part of the pattern, when you see it when you pop it in, I mean it's gonna be full coverage. So, but hey, what's 4,900 stitches when you're amongst friends at a retreat? I won't get it done, but it'll be
You
fun.
will get it done.
Mm.
All right. Well, do you have any more whips?
That is, let me check my notes here because I mixed it up a little bit because I threw in it's Halloween time was actually in my plans and I worked on it the other night. No, that are all my that's all my whips.
Oh my. Oh my goodness. The writer.
Yeah, the yeah, I need to edit myself. Eh,
Oh god.
I never
All
I
right, well
never
let's
said I
talk
was a
about
speaker.
plans. Huh?
Plans. You want to go
Yeah,
with your
let's talk about
plans?
plans. What are plans? What plans? You go first.
Okay, my plans is I woke up one morning and I thought I'm just like spinning my wheels. I had looked at my 24 and 24 pieces or list the night before, and I've worked on 13 of those, which when we do our yearly recap or whatever, I'll go through those. And the other 11, I have no desire to work on them. And so I will work on them at some time, but I don't have any desire to work on them the next few months or the next 3 months. And so I was like, well, what should I do? Because I know WhipGo doesn't work for me. Obviously, working on 24 whips in 2024 hasn't worked. I should have just had a blank list. Maybe that would have worked better. So awake Kathy, who was caffeinated by her kryptonite pop, woke up and decided that the one time that I really blew it out of the water was Christmas in July of 2022. And I focused only on Christmas. And I had 5 finishes in 1 month. Okay, 5 finishes in 1 month is huge for me.
Yeah. That's a
And
lot for
so,
anybody.
yeah, so I decided, okay, we're going to switch it up, not wait for 2025 to get here because, well, we still have months left. So I'm going to do monthly themes. So this month, this is how I stumbled upon Christmas, or not Christmas, Halloween and autumn, these pieces. Um, in between looking for button packs or whatever, when I've been pulling things down, whatever. I'm not organized. Yes, people, AHD, or ADHD, ADHD.
Yeah, we knew what you
Yeah,
meant.
yeah, yeah.
Well, you just can't see my unorganization behind this great big chair.
Well, we are each other, so I know that. So I decided, okay, I'm going to take, in this case, 14. I think I've got it down to 14 months. I don't have my list in front of me, but you have it, that
Yes,
you're going
I'll
to
put it up.
insert in. Um,
Hmm.
and I've sort of planned out the year, and I've got monthly themes, but as we all know, I can take something and make it fit into a theme if I have to. So that gives me some leeway. Santa Ana wins, California. Yeah, I had you there, girl. Earth, wind, and fire. And you finished it on Earth, Wind, and Fire Day. And
Well, that's
so,
true. I did.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, this month, October, is Halloween and autumn. Mainly, I'm focusing on Halloween. And next month is ornaments, because I have a lot of ornaments started. I have some that perforated paper ones that go on sleds that I have big plans for if I ever finish them. I won't finish all of them because there's like 36 of them, but I can get a good start on them, or good, I can make headway because I've already started one of them. And then the month of December itself, I'll be working on large Christmas pieces, and my focus piece for that month will be "Oh Christmas Tree." And I can tell it's already working because I really, really, really want to work on Christmas stuff. And it's like, no, this is October. You need to focus, and then you can work on Christmas stuff.
So Christmas is in November?
Yeah,
Starts in
Christmas
November?
ornaments are in November,
Okay.
and then large pieces of Christmas, or larger than ornaments,
Uh-huh.
like stand-ups. I've got a village that I can work on. I've
Oh,
got a
yeah.
Christmas tree, things like that that I can work on. So
I'm
each month
excited
has
because
its
there's
own thing.
stuff we haven't seen.
Probably, or just whatever I pull out. So then that gives me the flexibility of working on what I want, but yet it kind of says, okay, well, here, let's focus. Nothing
Yeah.
shiny. If you want something shiny, you're going to have to make it fit. So yeah. And then
Okay.
June, which is my birthday month, um, that month is a free for all. I can do whatever I want in my birthday month.
That's cool.
So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, and I feel bad because I told everybody I was going to do this particular pattern for my birthday and then I never started it. But I did do a new start for my birthday. I just forgot to bring it out.
Well, I
So,
started. I have a good start on your birthday.
yeah,
It's
I was going to
almost
start.
finished.
Not kidding. Eleanor Rigby by
Yes.
Blackbird, but I didn't. That's okay. So my plans are, well, one, I have, so I'm doing this, we're doing this as a family. We're doing this, tightening our budget a little bit. We got a little out of control. Not out of control, but we just needed some adjustment. So I decided for 2025, I was going to do Stitch from Stash. And then I said, well, no time like the present to get started on that. But I have a couple exceptions. I can kit up floss. I have tons of fabric. If I don't have it, I don't stitch it because I have something else that'll go on something else. Except for I'm going to buy some Easy Guide Lugana because that doesn't count. That's not fancy stuff. And if I'm at a retreat, I am allowed to buy exclusives because you can only get them there. I've already passed on a Sal. Oh, and the Lola Crow Sal is one of my exceptions for next year.
Do you know what
So
it's
I
going to be
do.
yet?
No,
Oh.
no, yeah. She's doing a Christmas Sal right now. I'm not doing that because it's not on my exception list. So I mean, but it's kind of fun, and I'm doing this with Will to Woman Crafts. She's doing it as well, Tara. We met her at StitchCon, but Tara's doing it as well. So for 2025, I don't know if she started now, but it's actually fun because I'm like gonna get to stitch all these things that I wanted to stitch, which is why I bought them. So I do have so in that family budgeting scenario, it includes my husband and my daughter, who shall not be named, who's turning 18 next week. Um, we decided we were going to make each other Christmas presents. So I can share it because my husband that supports me so much will watch the video and I can't show him. I'm not going to show everybody till they're done. But I'm making 2 things for them for Christmas. So I'll be starting those soon. And then I decided WhipGo isn't working. I'm tired of WhipGo. It's not working. And I'm stressing myself out trying to get things done in a certain amount of time. And it's like taking the fun out of it.
It
So
is.
not doing
It
it.
turns it into a job, is what it does.
Yeah. So what I did with London was I put it on my stand and in my little thing and left it out all week. And I stitched on it for 5 days. So then this weekend, if I want to stitch on other stuff, I will. I think I talked about this before and just didn't follow through. But I got a lot of progress on London. So I was inspired by Mud Putt Cross Stitch on Instagram. I think her name is Kathy. I looked her up because it's really hard to figure out what people's names are on there. Anyway, her name Mud Putt is Mud because she started as Mama to Mom to Mutter to just plain Mud. I thought that was cute. And Putt because it's short for putter around the house, most likely cross stitching. So I thought that was cute. But anyway, she posts on Instagram like at the start and then at the finish of 7 days. So she does a 7-day rotation of whatever she's working on. I don't know how she picks. I might do something. I'm going to do something similar. I might not post like she does or anything, but I do think taking the pressure out of what am I going to stitch and what do I need to stitch out of it is really relaxing. So I'm going to do that. I haven't picked what I'm going to stitch on next week. Maybe I might do another week of London if I haven't finished this page. Because my daughter also gave me guilt. She goes, why are you starting all these new things when you haven't finished the first one you started? Because she remembers when I started this one. Thanks, Brian. Catholic guilt. She has the skill just as well as I do. Lay it on thick. So anyway, those are my plans. But we have one more thing to talk about. I know we've been rambling tonight.
Yeah.
But it's not past our bedtime yet. We are going on a retreat together. Yes! We're going to
Sweater
with Colleen in Philly.
Yeah.
So excited. Because it's a car ride for me, and that's so nice that you don't have to get on the plane.
It's a car ride for me, too.
I know. I can't believe you're driving. You're crazy. You're braver than I. I'm driving to the one I'm going to in November, too, but that's a little longer, but not what you're going to do.
Well, Ohio's all flat and boring, and then it gets a little a little treacherous in Pennsylvania, and then I'll be there. So I made the drive before, so it's not gonna.
Yeah. So you know what to expect. I
Yeah,
think that's
as long as I
it.
don't have to drive in Philadelphia itself. You said it's on the
Yeah.
outskirts.
Yeah, I just came off the Beltway. I think it was one, I guess, got off of some highway I was on, and I wasn't in the city for very long before I got there. So I don't know where I was.
As long as I don't have to do the Philadelphia roundabouts, because I thought for sure that I was going to kill someone. Okay,
Put
so
your
I almost
hazard
did almost kill somebody. But
put your hazard lights on as you hit the circles. Go real slow.
well, the streets are so narrow. They weren't built for cars, and
Yeah.
we're here. We are tootling down the road. I was like, crap! There's a bike right next to me, and I never even saw her. And then it's like,
Oh.
okay, take the second right off the roundabout. Okay, well, where do you start counting them?
You start counting as soon as you're in the circle.
I know, but we don't have a lot of roundabout. Well, we're getting more, but
Yeah.
yeah, we
They're
didn't.
a significant traffic tool. Oh my gosh. But you get to meet all my sweater weather friends, which they're
Yeah.
all so sweet, of course. And we'll get I told Tracy we have to go to that Mexican restaurant that had the mushroom quesadilla. So good. I
I
still
should
think
see. I should see. We went to an Asian restaurant while we were there, and I know exactly where it's at because we stayed in a very our hotel was it was round. It had been an old like condominium building that turned into a hotel, so it was round.
mm,
And the Asian restaurant was at the not part of the hotel, but it was at the like the foot of the at the base of the hotel, and it was so good. There were two restaurants in Philadelphia. The kid and I still talk about. One is that well, actually there were three. One's gone. That was a supper club, a true supper club, where they sing and you get your supper and all that. That was so much fun. Um, all the songs from the 40s,
was
and
it
then
interactive? Like did you have to interact?
no, no, it
Oh,
was it was treated like a true supper club, and your food came in. It was courses, and they entertained you, and it was like being in the 40s. And then we ate at the Asian restaurant, and then there was another Italian one that was probably the best Italian restaurant I've ever been in. I know it
oh.
was in Rittenhouse Square, but the kid and I, neither one of us can remember what the name of it is. It was old and it was family owned, and I want to say it started with a D, but the hotel recommended it. So
So we'll also be stitching, not just
yeah,
eating.
yeah, I know. And then we still have a chance to do the paranormal
Yeah.
lantern tour if we want to, seeing how the weather is and everything there.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
you have that extra day, like, because you said you were leaving on Monday, right?
yeah, what day are you leaving?
Monday.
Okay.
But that'll give us some extra time. And if you have to adjust due to weather, you can. You won't feel
Yeah.
the pressure of
Yeah.
having to leave on Sunday or.
The only thing I would be afraid of, and I don't think I would run into it, would be icy weather because we've driven that route through icy weather, and it was Doug driving and not me, and I would not want to do that again. They
Right.
they got some sketchy mountains there in Pennsylvania, so
Yeah, they sure do. It's Pennsylvania.
yeah, you don't. Yeah, the Keystone State. You don't really think about it,
Sorry,
but
Pennsylvanians.
yeah, you got your sketchy little mountains at the Allegheny
You
Mountains.
know,
I know because
Steeler County up there, Steeler Country.
yeah.
I'm a Baltimore Raven here.
Oh, they are
Mm,
serious. They are
yeah.
serious. We went into McDonald's one time in Pennsylvania, and it was like, and it was. close to Halloween, and it was like, are they all dressed up like bees? They're all in like black and gold. Like, why are all the McDonald's employees dressed up as bees? And then it dawned on me, they're not bees. It's the Steelers.
Oh,
So
come on, Kathy. You did not really think they were all bees.
seriously, I
They had some
did. I
big
mean, you
numbers
had to
on their
see it.
chests.
Hmm? No, because they didn't have like Steelers. It wasn't like prominent that
Oh, they were just wearing the colors.
they were wearing the colors, and it was like, dang. I don't necessarily think that. So yeah, I was like, why? But yeah, it was close enough to Halloween that they could have all been bees for all I know. I I dated somebody one time from Pittsburgh, and I could see them all being dressed up as bees because maybe it was just him. But
Let's just say that because we
yeah,
do have friends that live in
yes, we
Pennsylvania.
do. I love Pennsylvania. I do. I love Philadelphia. Scranton.
Yeah.
We drove through Scranton. The kid and I was amazed that it's basic. You know, you think about the office, you don't think about it's kind of mountainous. It was a little frightening there, so I don't like to drive in the mountains. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was surprised, but yeah, I studied actually Pennsylvania going through college because I took a lot of classes about cable TV, and then I took a lot of history classes of the populist era. So Pennsylvania was like a foundation of my college education.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and then I dated someone from Pittsburgh, and so yeah, he just he just made the mistake of calling me by the wrong name one night,
Oh, no. One of
while
those.
I was doing his laundry for him.
Oh, no. Did you know the name?
No,
Oh,
but let's just say that was the last time I ever did his laundry.
I bet. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, so if anybody is watching and you're going to sweater weather, come say hi.
And you're all probably sitting there thinking, boy, Kathy needs like some ADHD medicine or something.
Kathy is fine. Kathy is stitching. She had more whips than me to show tonight. So I have to say I'm
Look at
impressed.
all the finishes you had. I had one that
Yeah,
was
but
like
that's
this
because we
big.
haven't been here since the beginning of September.
Well, we weren't going to reflect on that.
No, but I just had a lot of time to do a lot of finishes.
Yeah.
And two of them was just really, well, the one was just backstitch. It was on my whip go forever and I refused to do it. So glad it's done. It's gonna look so cute. I'll show you all when I finish it. When I fully finish them.
Well, oh, and in my plans too, I'm going to find that button pack for Bloomin' Kitty. I don't know where it is. I know where it was and where I saw it all the time, and it's not there.
Oh, maybe it
That
fell on the floor behind it or something.
no, I got to send up a prayer to St. Anthony, I think. So
Oh yeah, that works.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. I don't have anything else.
I don't have anything else either. Who knows?
So I guess we'll say, hey, I know what we need to say. Duh. I didn't say it at the beginning. If you're a first time watcher, please subscribe. Let us know. Let us know that you're watching and that you like watching. We post when we post, and we do it also. It's less stress on us whenever we get around to it and get time to catch up with each other. So,
And like
hopefully,
we have a Facebook page. Facebook.
yes,
We don't have just a Facebook page. We have a Facebook community of friends, and
yes.
it's growing by
I
leaps and
know.
bounds. The other day, I was
I
like,
know.
"What?
It's
Where
so
did all these
fun.
people come from?"
it's so fun, and everybody posts what they're working on, and we chat about stitching late and our troubles and our woes and our stitchy frogs, and it's
And
fun.
yeah, and I try to post funny memes to lighten everything up. I don't know if everybody's annoyed by those, but oh well. Um, um, oh. And also, everyone wants to join because come on down. I wish I had the Price is Right music going. Every week on Sunday, when I remember, someone gets to be highlighted as our Stitcher of the Week. So,
On the Facebook page.
yep, on the Facebook page, on the banner. And I'm getting better at figuring out how to actually post the pictures. It's not as easy as it looks.
I
So,
know. None of this is easy. None
no,
of them.
no,
Editing, not easy.
no. And the banner thing, that takes me a good 20 minutes. It's like, oh, why is only that showing? But I'm getting
Yeah.
better at it. So,
Yeah. So if we didn't mention, our Facebook page is Stitching Past My Bedtime.
yeah,
So come join us there. We will sponsor Zooms, and our kind of motto is nothing fancy but maybe our floss. So we're not fancy people here.
no,
We're just regular stitchers.
yep.
Not fancy, no music, frills. We're not fancy.
And we want to be interactive. We want to see what we don't want to just talk at you. We want to talk with you. So we want to see what you're stitching as well as us just sitting here going, look what I worked on.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
So the Zooms are fun for that, and the Facebook's definitely a game changer.
Yeah.
That page is awesome. So join us. Become part of our Stitchy friend community.
Yes.
So, all right. I guess we'll say good night.
Good night.
Good night.